Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying CC Airlines. In the unlikely event of a sudden loss of cabin pressure, please affix your oxygen mask to your face before assisting your child with theirs. In the words of George Carlin, I did not need to be told that. And yet, how many of us on a daily basis are so focused on the needs of our students that we forget to take care of ourselves? It should go without saying that if we don't take care of number one, we're not going to be of any use to anyone, especially in these turbulent times. So stick with me and let's talk about a few self-care tips for teachers that may help you get through the day in one piece, mentally and physically. Happy New Year and welcome to Classroom Confidential. My name is Christopher Youngren and I'm a middle school English teacher in Tucson, Arizona. Here on this channel, I share tips and strategies I've used that keep me sane and my students engaged. I'm delighted to share my ideas and experiences with you, so welcome. Well, if 2020 was a kick in the teeth, then 2021 was a downright kick in the rubber parts. Ugh. And yet I believe we should still hold on to a new hope for 2022. Even though we've been through the ringer, even though the battle still wages on and the challenges are real, I know we will get through this and arrive in one piece on the other side. But the only way that we as teachers are going to do that is if we remember not just to focus on the well-being of our students, but to take care of ourselves as well. So here are a few ways to do just that. Number one, set and maintain boundaries from the outset. Now, I explain to my students from day number one of school that they are welcome to communicate with me anytime, day or night, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, via Google Classroom, via email, but that I'm not necessarily going to answer them immediately. Just because they're emailing me at 11:30 at night, why are you guys even up this late? Asking, why did you put my grade down a letter? I'm not going to jump right back on email and respond to that. Now, look, granted, if they're having trouble with an assignment over the weekend, I'm more than happy to take a couple of seconds and respond to them. But just because they're emailing you, don't feel like you absolutely have to get back to them ASAP. Your time away from school is your own. And we all, you know what I'm talking about. We all spend so much time away from school, focused on students, that we need to maintain those boundaries. And we need to say, you know what? I don't need to answer this email right away. And if you establish this pattern from the get-go, from the outset, from the first days of school, then students will know to not expect an email reply from you right away. Hey, Mr. Y, can I come in and retake the quiz during lunch on Thursday? No. You know when you can come in and retake the quiz? When I said you could. During tutoring hours, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 3:30 to 4. My lunch hour, again, is my own. I need to recognize, you need to recognize that your time is valuable too. Make plenty of time available for them to come in, but keep certain hours that are yours. Respect your time. Your time is sacred. You give so much of yourselves, so much of your time to students. Don't feel guilty if you say, you know what, I'm going to keep my lunch hour for myself. Now, again, if there are extenuating circumstances, if the child can simply not come in after school to retake a quiz, to work on something with you, to get some extra tutoring, then of course make allowances. But don't make a habit of just doing whatever they request of you whenever they request it. Number two, take a moment several times a day to just check in with yourself. We can let time get away from us. It's a slippery thing, time. And the next thing we know, 3 hours have passed and we had to go to the bathroom for 2 of those. But we get so focused on other things that we don't even listen to our own bodies. Maybe we need a snack. Maybe we need some water. But we've got to stop, collaborate, and listen to our bodies, to our emotional selves, to our minds. Not to get all hooey-gooey, new agey about it, but we need to attend to our own needs, which means oftentimes set a timer on your phone to remind yourself to check in and listen to what you need right here in this moment. Otherwise, the next thing you know, it's the end of the day, and holy bejeepers, we forgot to eat lunch. So take a moment for you several times a day. Number 3, Recognize what is and is not within your control. Some of you may be familiar with the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. For the past few years, there has been so much beyond our control, and we've rolled with it, all of us, as a society, as a world. We have rolled with it the best that we can, some more than others, but as teachers, I think that we truly believe that once all the kids came back from Zoom land and we had them in the classroom, that it would be a lot easier to control things. Excuse me one moment. No, but seriously, there are days that I long for the time of a mute all button. Not really, but sort of. Nevertheless, there are certain things that we can control. There are certain things that we can't. Parents not answering emails, well, at least you've taken the step to alert them when their child is having a challenge or struggling with something. You've done what you can. You've controlled things from your end. You have reached out. If they are not reaching back, that is on them. Do not take the weight of the world upon your shoulders. Students not finishing work, again, all you can do is say, hey, what's going on with you? Why aren't you doing it? Call them into lunch. Maybe have them finish the work after school. Again, reach out to the parents. If you don't get a response, what are you going to do? You're doing your best. We all are. So please recognize what is in your control and just let the rest go. You do enough already. Number 4. Make sure you acknowledge moments of success, moments of happiness, joy, gratitude, fun when they happen. We get so bogged down many times with what's not working, especially right here, right now, when behavior is out of control and you have career teachers leaving the field in droves and the rest of them filling up 12-step meetings around the block, that we forget to stop and see things that are going right. And I promise you, there is a lot going right. Most of my students are doing really well, but it's those few in every class, isn't it, that can just disrupt the whole state of things and throw you into a completely off course. But if you stop and really focus on what's working and bring the fun and bring the passion, then maybe you can instill it in them. All you can do is your best. But your best doesn't mean that you're just ruling with an iron fist and saying, you must do what you have to do because you're back in school and it's time to take things seriously. You've got to breathe some life into it. Yeah, things are a little out of control right now, but you're not going to get it in control by just screaming and shouting and only focusing on the negative. So remember, bring the fun, bring the passion, focus on the successes, because I promise you, plenty of them are there. And finally, number 5, implement self-care strategies and techniques throughout your day on a daily basis, which means get enough sleep, eat enough food, and take moments to yourself, maybe for some deep breathing, maybe for meditation. I am the last person to talk about meditation, which means that I'm probably a prime candidate for it. But if we just stop and breathe and fill our bodies with air and oxygen, if we just get up and move around, just go for a walk, go for a 5-minute walk, get the blood circulating, get oxygen into your system. It is so easy to fall into these routines of inactivity. I mean, I sat at this desk for an entire year last year when everybody was Zombified online, and hours would go by before I would just get up and walk around, move your body. Your body is designed to move. And doctors say that even a 5-minute walk can be beneficial to your health. Please get enough sleep at night. I know how easy it is to go home and binge an entire season of something on Netflix. Next thing you know, it's 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you got to get up at 5. You wake up bleary-eyed. You're I mean, almost hungover, but just from a lack of sleep. And then you go to school in this condition and think that you're going to be of any kind of service to anybody, especially yourself. Get enough sleep. Turn off the TV. Put down the phone. Get enough rest. Get enough food. Eat lunch. How many of you out there skip lunch because you're grading papers or you're too focused on lesson planning or something? You need to take care of your body, or your body and your brain will not take care of you. Now look, admittedly, none of this is groundbreaking, mind-shattering stuff. It's all very, very basic, very simple things that we can all do to take better care of ourselves on a daily basis. Yet how many of us actually implement things like this daily? I know I forget. I know I need to set reminders on my watch or my phone to just stop and take a walk or take a breath or eat a snack. So I can imagine many of you might be in the same boat. But again, going back to the beginning, unless we can adjust our own oxygen mask first, we are not going to be of any service to anyone we are trying to teach. So take care of yourselves, and you're going to take a lot better care of your students. I truly hope you're well out there. I know how difficult this year is. The struggle is real, but please remember, again, a no-brainer, but this too shall pass. In the words of Robert Schuller, tough times don't last, tough people do. And the people that have stayed in the teaching profession over the last couple of years, man, my hat's off to you. Well, it would be if I wasn't so bald. But my goodness, I admire each and every one of you because I know how difficult it's been. And it's not over yet. We got miles to go before we sleep. But I know that if we focus on the reasons that we became teachers in the first place, it'll help us get through these super challenging times. Hey, if you got something out of this video, do me a favor and hit that like button for me. And be sure to check out a lot more of the content right here on Classroom Confidential. There's a ton of great stuff and much more to come. Happy New Year. Thanks for watching. Be well, take care of yourselves, and take care of someone else. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.